stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part one of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Agador, that's Aggedor, on Mublet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin.
Fellow workers, fellow soldiers in the cause, this is a strange Christmas Eve. Almost the whole world is locked in deadly struggle, armed with the most terrible weapons which science can devise. The nations advance upon each other. Ill would it be for us this Christmastide if we were not sure that no greed for the lands or wealth of any other people, no vulgar ambition, no morbid lust for material gain at the expense of others had led us to the field. Ill would it be for us if that were so. Here in the midst of war, raging and roaring over all the lands and seas, creeping nearer to our hearths and homes, here amid all these tumults, we have tonight the peace of the Spirit in each cottage home and in every generous heart. Therefore, we may cast aside, for this night at least, the cares and dangers which beset us, and make for the children an evening of happiness in a world of storm. Here then, for one night only, each home throughout the English-speaking world should be a brightly lighted island of happiness and peace. Let the children have their night of fun and laughter. Let the gifts of Father Christmas delight their play. Let us, grown-ups, share to the full in their unstinted pleasures. Before we turn again to the stern tasks and formidable year that lie before us, resolved that by our sacrifice and daring, these same children shall not be robbed of their inheritance or denied their right to live in a free and decent world. And so, in God's mercy, a happy Christmas to you all.
Well, there you go, and good evening, and welcome to the English Defence League radio show, A Christmas Time Machine 2019. We're broadcasting from the North Pole, and it's so cold at this moment in time. But you know what? The children love it. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let me open the show by saying welcome one and all to the English Defence League radio show Christmas special for 2019 with your host, Jeff St. Mitchell, and my wingman for this evening is Dave Yuletide. Milner will be joining as well is Ken Santa's Helper McClintock. Which I know he's in the studio now. I know Ken's laughing at that. As I say, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you a different kind of Christmas programme. Dave and I will take you all on a trip in our Christmas time machine with favourite tunes that have coloured our lives for decades past. We will talk about this great music and share holiday commentary. We want to thank all of you, our great listeners, for making 2019 the year of the Patriots, a rousing success. If there wasn't you, there won't be us. After tonight, we will be running some choice encore episodes from previous months. But rest assured that when we return live on Thursday, January the 9th, we will ring in 2020, the year for Patriots, with more straight-talking truth. We will renew our pledge to you and to the world. No surrender ever, and a happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year to you all. All that is necessary for evil to prevail is that good men do nothing, and that was by the late, great Edmund Burke. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. And that was by the late, great President John F. Kennedy. And something else I'm going to add to it is, and once what Santa Claus said, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And that was by Santa Claus. So without further ado, let me bring in Dave. Dave, Yuletide, and Mr. Ken, Santa's Helper McClintock. Good evening, gentlemen. Good to have you here on our Christmas special.
Good evening. It's a great privilege to be a part of your wonderful, wonderful program, English Defense League. And let me just say that you Brits made America proud when you went conservative in the last election. Great job. Keep up the godly work.
Thank you so much. And God bless you too. God bless you, brother, with all the works that you do. We're all very proud of you from this side of the pond. And Dave is joining us as well. As I say, it's a bit different, isn't it, guys? Because we're at the North Pole. And it's running on Blog Talk Radio. Can you believe it, Dave?
Well, good evening to you, Jeff, and good evening to everybody in the UK, and hello to everybody in the States, and, of course, hello to everybody around the world, and, of course, off Earth. Hey, yeah, it is pretty cold here at the North Pole. I got my heater heating up my feet. Normally, I turn all that stuff off before I do a show, but it's pretty cold up here at the North Pole right now. It is pretty cold.
I wish David stopped throwing snowballs at me. It's that cold. Dave, I don't stop it.
Well, I'm just practicing.
He's just thrown a snowball at Ken. And Ken ducked, didn't you, Ken? Good meeting, mate.
I'm just practicing for when the jam gets out. I just have to say that Ken McClinton, actually, instead of Santa's Helper, I have to say that Ken would be, in my opinion, is Black Santa Claus McClinton, because because we saw you. That's
a bit under the belt, isn't it, Dave?
No. listen,
I'm ready for
you
my ticket
understand.
in Portugal.
You better believe it. Hey, we saw you driving up to the studio, all right, in your 1977 stretch Lincoln Continental, red with white and gold trim and spinners and those underlights and the Christmas colors, of course. We saw that.
Exactly.
And he's got to have that big trunk for all of the toys that he is going to be distributing to the children. And Ken, we'll talk about the other stuff you do, but would you like to talk about what you're going to be doing on the 21st of this month, my friend, and maybe how people can help? I have the info, but if you want to talk about that, go right on ahead, man.
Hey, no, I want to thank each and every one of you for giving me the opportunity to talk about the Murder Mistaken Christmas party that we've been a part of for the past 5 years, Mrs. Biggs and myself. And it wasn't by choice, it was by force. Our daughter, who was a 27-year-old reporter in Washington, D.C., was shot and killed by gang members as she was coming home from covering a story on Capitol Hill. And from that particular point on, we made a commitment to try to eradicate not gun violence, but to eradicate the evil in the hearts of men. And so our focus has been on open heart, closed case. We partnered with Shonda Smith with Murder Mistaken. Her 2 children were killed on the way to a Christmas party some 26 years ago. And that case has gone unsolved as well. And so every year, Mrs. Biggs and I dress as Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and we go and we talk with the kiddies, many of whom are survivors of homicide. And so it's very unfortunate because really the gift that they want most, I could never give them, and that's to have their loved one back. So we encourage you all, if you can, go to the Facebook page for Murder Mistaken, Inc., Shonda Smith. We greatly would appreciate it. Listen, 5 shekels, 10 shekels, whatever you can give, I'm good with that. Whatever you can do, but it's really not about the money. It's about giving people the love that they're missing as a result of murder.
Well, Ken, if you'd like, I'll go ahead. Let me just give out the number for this. The number for Shonda Smith, who is leading this effort, is area code 202-446-9433. That's area code 202-466-9433. And Ken, would you like me to give out the address and time for this Christmas party? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that is, of course, going to be on Saturday, the 21st of December, from 2 to 5 p.m. And that is going to be at the Youth Rehabilitation Service Department, 1000 Mount Olivet Road, Northeast, in Washington, D.C., area code 20002. That's 20002. And what they need is presents. Just as we said on our Sunday show, they need presents for the children, toys and whatnots, and they also need maybe some gift cards for some of the older kids, and they also need new or slightly used. Please don't bring any nasty stuff in. Take it to the cleaner first. Hats, coats, gloves, socks, anything like that for the winter. Because Ken, I know you and Jeff grew up in similar circumstances. Because Jeff grew up in Southeast London, so both of y'all know what it's like to grow up in a city that gets cold with all that humidity and whatnot in the wintertime, don't you guys?
Yeah, exactly. And, one of the great things about the perseverance of people like Jeff and myself is we remember going to school when it was 32 or 20 degrees with a windbreaker on. So some of these kids are really, when you see them, are suffering, they're struggling, they lost their loved one. They lost their mom or their dad, who was the breadwinner. So, you don't have to get them the super duper Sony whatever. That's not what these kids need. Often it's just a hat, a coat, and someone to give them a hug. And if you could just do any of those particular things, it would be well appreciated. We thank you all so much for what you've done.
Love is all that's needed, Ken. Love is powerful, and that's what a lot of these children and families, that's what they need. They need that love. And we know there's so many people. Ken, you got a lot of love in you, mate, and what you had to endure yourself and other families. You've always been in my thoughts and prayers. I remember that horrific time, Ken, but not just yourself, but many other people that have lost loved ones through pointless, absolutely stupid crime, gun crime. And it's a tragedy. My thoughts and prayers are always with everybody that's had to endure any sort of... And it's something you can never forget, isn't it, Ken? You can never forget.
No.
That's a loss that you can... No. Whatever you do, you can't bring the loss back.
And
but all what you're doing, Ken, and all the support you're giving other people, God bless you and your family for all what you do, brother.
Well, I appreciate it greatly. And let me just absolve people. Many people think, if I have the right words, if I could just go up to that person and say, the right word. Many of us who have lost our loved ones to the criminal element don't necessarily need words. Sometimes just that hug, just that encouragement, just that smile, that joke takes us a lot longer way than any words can ever be spoken. So don't feel guilty if you don't have all the right words. You don't need them. Just give me a hug.
There you go. I'd be a good hug. If I was near, I'd give you a big hug, Ken. Love you like a brother, Ken. Love you. I've never met you in person, but I love you always being a part of our show, doing what you do for many years, what you've been doing. And it's always, I'm always honoured and privileged to have you part of our radio show, especially our Christmas edition. It's brilliant, mate.
Well, it feels great to be with you all. And what you have done, your influences, a lot of people don't understand that people don't raise the Union Jack and the American flag in Hong Kong because it's the end thing to do. It's because of what you all have been doing night in and night out, afternoon, weekends, telling people about conservatism, Christianity, constitutionalism, what it means to be free, what it means to have liberty. And that influence we can see in Hong Kong right now.
That we can, yeah.
Yeah, it
of course, Ken,
so
you're doing the same thing, man.
Yeah, exactly, Dave. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead, mate.
No, I was just going to tell people, Ken not only does his own show, the Exceptional Conservative Show, at 9:05 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, all right? And he does a tremendous job of doing it. He's one of the best commentators I've ever heard. But he also heads up the Exceptional Conservative Network. And Ken, you have a nice stable of hosts on there, all of whom are brilliant. Raynard Jackson and April.
Dr. Jane Ruby. And I love Dr. Jane Ruby for her mind. But of course, but of course, we all do. We all do, yeah. Also, brilliant woman, beautiful woman, but there's a multitude of people that are on that network, and we're open to bringing on more conservative shows around the world. Our objective is to make the world free, and it can't be done with just one person.
That's right, and in fact, Jeff, you don't know this, but we did a video test a day or two ago, and there is a good possibility to probability that the English Defense League radio show will also be a part of TECN in 2020. So there you go, man. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That'd be fantastic. Just great minds, great people think alike, with the same values. What more? I mean, that is it. It shares our values with the world, with what we do. Do you not agree, Dave and Ken? That's our values.
Well, I do. I agree.
I just want to say this very quickly. Jeff and Dave will be fighting over who's going to replace John Legend as the sexiest man in the
Oh, man, no.
We'll find out which one.
We will see. Ken,
well, that sounds interesting prospect. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Ken,
I do a lot of arm
have
wrestling
something.
with Dave now. I'm not up to the arm wrestling like I used to be, Ken.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Well, I have to tell you, okay, listeners, Ken on his show did a great riff, a little while ago on Christmas movies, and I had to agree with it. Jeff, I don't know if you're as inundated with them as we are here in the States, but they just have these Christmas movies on practically year-round now, and there are no Christmas movies for dudes. Okay, there's no Christmas movies for guys. They're all for women. Ken came up with, and I helped him a little bit. Came up with some Christmas movie that we think people will like, and some of these may need to have to be done. Now, Ken, I did think up a few others. Okay, Now the one we came up with was a mixture of Bonanza and Gunsmoke and the Rifleman, and have a nice Western Christmas, complete with cool stuff. Jeff like a
and they've all got Santa Claus outfits on. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, we'll have like a gunfight on top of a moving train and all kinds of stuff like that there. But Ken, I thought of a few others. Okay, try these ideas, man. Try these ideas. Run Silent, Run Christmas. Okay, a Christmas movie about the crew of a U.S. Navy submarine that is hunting down a crew of Al-Qaeda's in another submarine who are trying to nuke the North Pole, and the U.S. Navy crew saves Christmas. What do you think, man? You like that idea?
I love it. I love it.
Okay. And there's another one. Deep Space Christmas. It's a kind of takeoff on Deep Space Nine, right? Only this time, all the Deep Space Nine crew are trying to save Christmas, because the Romulans are trying to steal Christmas, and the Klingons come in and help them, and everybody sits down and has a great Christmas dinner. But of course,
I love it. I love
it. It's totally different. It's totally different, David. You putting your edge on it. I'm sure
Christmas movies guys can like. Yeah. Now my last one here.
My favourite. I've got to admit though, my favourite movie, and I could watch it day in, day out, and that's Christmas Vacation. With the Griswolds. It's to me, whatever. I can play it and I can laugh all the way through. No matter, I know what's coming, but I just find it so funny. So funny. That's what I like. I love that. That's my favourite movie, Ken.
That's part of my collection, Jeff. And I want to say real quick, Ken, I want to give you my last idea, and then please break in.
Yeah.
My last idea for a guy-friendly Christmas movie. Get ready. Kung Fu Christmas, okay? An American dojo helps kids in a poor neighborhood, and saves their Christmas from the evil dojo, and at the same time, of course, saves the honor of the dojo. What do you fellas think?
I love it.
Everybody was snow fighting, snowball fighting.
And if you pre-order your tickets,
I'm sorry, Dave.
If you pre-order your tickets, you do get a case of General Tso's chicken. There you go.
Oh, they are, man. Good job, man.
Brilliant.
Well, you got to have something for Christmas Eve, of course. Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly.
So Ken, let's ask
Well,
you.
I'll tell you what. It's lovely that we're all. I know it took you guys a bit of time to get to the North Pole, but it's glad to have you here. And ladies and gentlemen, we're all sitting in an igloo, and we Dave, and we get. It's cold in here, isn't it, Dave?
That's why I got the heater up my feet.
The great thing about an igloo is you always have ice for your drink. Think about it.
That's true. Yeah. That's straight off of it just now. Yeah. Now, Ken, I have to ask you. Now, Jeff's told us his favorite Christmas movie. So what's yours?
Oh, wow. One of my favorite Christmas movies, and I'm glad you asked me because, just as I'm thinking about it, I forget the name of it. When the angel gets his wings. I cannot think of that movie right now, but Jimmy Stewart was the star of it.
Jimmy Stewart.
It's a Wonderful Life. Yes. And what people don't know...
Absolutely glorious film. Absolutely glorious. Love it, mate.
Is the story behind Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart was a great actor who decided, I want to go to war and I want to fight those darn commies, those Marxists and socialists. We want to fight them and we want to destroy them. And he went overseas and he flew as a pilot overseas. And towards the end of his career, he began to develop PTSD. When he developed PTSD and came back home, well, he wasn't being offered any more acting jobs because he wasn't the Jimmy Stewart that everyone knew before he went to war. And so he walked in one day, and they said to him, listen, we know you haven't worked for a while, but let's take a flight on this one. Let's see if this one might work, because if it doesn't work, Jimmy Stewart's career is over. That one thing that they flew on was It's a Wonderful Life. And what you see in his reactions when he's hit in the mouth and he's bleeding, that's real. You see him acting out his PTSD right in front of the camera. And one of the most amazing things is he overcame so much to do so well in the industry. And he was not only a great man and a godly man, but he was a patriot. A patriot.
Well, a wonderful man. I always felt it. You know, Ken, whenever I watched a film with Jimmy Stewart in, I used to look at that man, I used to think, he's got love in his heart, he's a patriot. You just know that about people, don't you, Ken? And it's
you do.
Guy, I love the way that he used to talk as well. Jimmy Stewart, we will never forget Jimmy Stewart. He was one of the best of the best. Ever. Exactly. But thanks for sharing that, because that's one of my favourites. They have it on every year, don't they, Ken? One of the channels, you guarantee you're going to see it on one of the channels. And we never get that much seeing those films, do we, Ken and Dave? We never do.
Yeah. Exactly.
No,
and I am so glad that you imported these leather chairs into the igloo so that we can sit up and we can watch those particular movies. And I know Dave is hungry to watch the Hallmark film, including the gay commercials.
No, thank you. That's all right, man. That's all right. I'll redirect that. I'll redirect that to Canada. You know, that's where the guy is who wanted this hairdressing salon to give him a wax in a very funny place, man. But
Dave, you're on the ball, and so are you, Ken, tonight. It's wonderful. We got some tunes we're going to be playing tonight, and we guys, we got some tunes.
Well, we
got it all set up, have we, Dave? Some tunes we can play.
We do, Jeff, but I just wanted to I know, Ken and Jeff, that you guys both, I know you wanted this, Jeff, and I know you'll want it too, Ken, is just to say a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year, and we're all thinking of you and loving on you in spirit to our military, stationed away from home. Fellas, you want to take that?
Big respect to you guys. I know that you can't be with your families. I know there's the video links, but it's not quite the same as being home with your families. And what a fantastic job you're doing. We all love you, respect you, and come home soon and be with your family. I know you can't do over the Christmas period, but hopefully not too long, and then you'll be home with your families. Are missing you as much as you're missing them. So big respect, and God bless you, and happy Christmas, guys.
Listen, I'm telling you, you soldiers are the reason why we are on the air. If it wasn't for your sacrifice, your courage, even in wars where your military lies to you, and you overcome that, and you fight the good fight, you are those sovereign victors that we adore and we love. And we pray daily and nightly for you all and your well-being and for your family's well-being. We pray that you can come home soon, but if not, that you will be able to touch your kids just one more time with your words of encouragement. And I would encourage each and every one of those people who are listening right now, if there's someone in the military that you know and you love, take a few moments out of your life, tweet them, text them, Facebook them, send them a little note, because you never know in that foxhole how powerful your words of encouragement are to these individuals. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you.
Absolutely, Ken, and I echo what Ken has said. It's always difficult to be stationed away from your home, away from your family, away from your loved ones, and I would encourage those loved ones. Yeah, everything's busy this time of year, but please, I know you remember your loved one who's out there, but not only do it yourself, but try to encourage your friends too as well. They might like a nice tweet or a call or something like that when they're out there on the lonely watch. And fellas, God and ladies, God bless you. We owe you. We owe you so much. Now, Jeff?
Can I just make one comment before we move on with the show? Over in this country, Ken, as you know, patriots and people like myself are a bad word. We're classed in the eyes of the elitists and that as dissidents. And unfortunately, one of our lady patriots, based Amy, you might have heard about this lady. She's the one who popped the Trump, the baby balloon. She popped it. It was her. She, because actually she called Anna Soubry, an MP at the time, a traitor. The court decided to send her away for a month, to sentence her to a month in prison for calling Anna Soubry a traitor. That's after Anna Soubry called us, they called us the far right, all fascists and Nazis, and that was a return comment. And unfortunately, based Amy is going to be, I think she'll be serving 2 weeks. She will miss the Christmas. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope your thoughts and prayers are with this lady, because she's what you call a patriot. She's going the extra step, like Tommy Robinson did, like many others. We got many others that are languishing in our prisons because they speak out. I just want to make a mention. Amy, hopefully you're about to hear this broadcast one day. We are all thinking, all in our thoughts and prayers. She's a disabled lady as well, Ken. That's what gets me. She's disabled. And they wanted to put her in prison.
What I have always prayed for Great Britain, for England, for the Northern Kingdom, is that someday you all would have free speech, and that you would never have to worry about being able to criticize king, queen, MP, parliamentarian, that you could speak your mind without regret. And I also hope someday that your police officers will be able to defend themselves from the jihadists with guns and not necessarily with kind indulgences to put those knives down. I also pray in the United States that we finally eradicate the bureaucracies that have actually stymied progress and success in America, and to get those individuals out and imprisoned, beginning with former President Barack Hussein Obama. There are a lot of things I'm praying for, but the greatest hope is freedom and liberty for all.
And that is it for this time. Next time, Part 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye. The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2020. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
This is Shannon Wright of The Right Way with Shannon and Mike in the AM. Mike's not here, so I gotta talk fast. You gotta join us. Fall season. Getting ready to start up with a whole bunch of new stuff. News and food and politics and sports and entertainment and a whole bunch of stuff. But wait, Mike's coming. I gotta go. Remember, Shannon and Mike in the AM on SHR Media, Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. Make sure you tune in.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making of this ad.
Join me, Jack Alexander, for the Jack Alexander Experiment podcast, as I take a unique outsider's look at the issues affecting the USA. I fearlessly take on the issues that everyone else is too scared to touch. The Jack Alexander Experiment podcast is available wherever good podcasts can be found, like Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcast. The Jack Alexander Experiment, because it's not a matter of left versus right, it's a matter of right versus wrong.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
Featuring the effervescent contrarian Sackheads Clint, plus the unrestrained bulbosity of BZ, the Sackheads Against Tyranny is a real chat show. Doubling your late-night conservative talk show pleasure with Double the Hosts, you can listen every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Please note, some contents may have settled during shipping. Member FDIC, batteries not included, warranty void in Montenegro.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.